Welcome to Divinity 648. My name is Christina and I am your channeler. I just wanted to do a quick video on competitive behavior between women and cattiness. And more so because I got a nice email on Facebook from somebody I actually know who needed some help understanding why she experienced something over the weekend leaving a store. What she basically was explaining to me was she was minding her business, leaving the store, and she noticed a woman pretty much just giving her the worst look possible. And she was like, I could feel somebody staring at me. I could feel someone sending me bad vibes. And when I picked up my head, I noticed a woman who was staring at me. And when I looked to the side of her, there was a guy there. So she's like, I feel like she was looking at me probably because he was looking at me. And I do remember him looking at me throughout the store. And then there they were in the car. And, the energy was just so toxic. Yes. You know why? Because sometimes women who are in their power and look amazing and have self-esteem and know their value and their worth, right? They have all these beautiful qualities when they pull their man. And then over time, their man gets comfortable, cheats on them, or looks at other women, or socializes with other women, or has a history of pretty much putting that queen on the back burner and entertaining others. And that over time will affect a woman's self-esteem or her mental space, or it will lower her vibration to a point where instead of checking her man, which is what she should have done, she starts checking women or staring at women to see if they look up and check out her man, because she's so used to it that she's on guard. And she's on guard sending the wrong energy to the wrong person, right? And that's why you experience something that you don't even understand why you experienced it, right? Because if she was standing in her power, if she understood her value and her worth and was confident in her role in that relationship, instead of her checking you by staring at you, giving you dirty looks, letting you know, that's my man, and I'm sitting on the side of him, she would have been like, why are you looking at her? What's that smile on your face for? And I'm saying that specifically because it happened to me a couple of weeks ago. I was leaving Walmart in Fall River, and I do not, for any reason, entertain anyone who behaves that way with me. Meaning, if a guy is walking with a woman in Walmart or Stop and Shop or in the mall and he's staring at me, he does not even get a second of my energy. I don't look, I don't pay attention. If you're screaming at me through a window, which happens a lot, I'm not turning around. I'm not even acknowledging you. And if you stop and approach me, ooh, you are going to hear something come out of my mouth that is going to make you feel that big, because that's exactly what catcalling does to a woman. You have no business disrespecting a female on that level in the first place, right? So, channeling. If you are new to this, I talk really fast, and sometimes my voice changes, my demeanor changes, and that's because I'm channeling. Okay? So yes, it happened to me. But in my situation, this specific time, I'm leaving Walmart, I'm walking to my car, and there's guys screaming out their car window to me. And of course, I kept walking, same speed, didn't change my beat because I don't entertain that energy. But then I passed a car where a couple's getting out of their car, and they're parked just like a few from mine. And I could feel him, but I don't entertain it. So I kept it moving. And instead of her saying something to me or giving me negative vibes, she went right at him, and loud enough for me to hear it. She was just like, what are you smiling at? What's that about? Why are you looking so hard? And that's exactly how it should have happened. I mean, personally, I would have done that in the car in privacy, because when you're correcting your man or having a conversation personal with your man or woman, that should be behind closed doors. Nobody should know what's going on in your relationship but you and the person that you're in a relationship with. Lesson learned from experience, right? But she did. She checked him instantly. She didn't give me dirty looks. She wasn't looking at me funny. She instantly kicked into gear and was just like, what the fuck? You're getting out of the car with me and you're looking at her. Are you kidding? And it's disrespectful too, by the way. So yes, catty behavior competitive energy coming from females, especially when they're on the side of their man, 9 out of 10, they lost themselves. They forgot who they were. Their crown fell off. And usually that's because of periods of abuse, whether it's verbal, mental, emotional, all those and above. Over time, a guy's behavior will eventually tear a woman down. And I don't think they understand that. And is it the man's fault, or is it the woman's fault, or is it both? Who cares? It's irrelevant. Everybody's situation is completely different. But if you find yourself being that woman who's constantly looking around at other women to see who's looking at their man, you need to reevaluate your relationship, your role in that relationship, and how you feel inside. Do you know who you are? Do you have self-value? Do you know your self-worth? Do you have self-esteem at a level that is radiating your inner beauty as it was when you first met that person? I think that's important. And if you can't sit there and say, I don't stare at women or give women dirty looks because I'm worried about them looking at my man, then you really need to think about some things, because I don't do that. I know a lot of women who don't do that. And I'm not going to sit here and act like I've never done that. My ex-husband, I remember one time he wanted money. So he took $100 bill from my wallet, and we went to the gas station so he can buy like a pack of cheese or whatever he needed to buy to break the $100 bill and get his change. And this female, she saw hundreds. So she's like, oh, he's got money. He just got out of that BMW. And she click, click, click. And I could just see him from over the register from outside when I was sitting in the car. And he's got a smirk on his face. Excuse me? Are you kidding me? You're going into this store to make change from my money, and you're going to entertain that shit? Don't disrespect me. So I went in there. And I behaved that way. I kind of just gave her that look and stood in her face, and I was like, what's up? She's like, oh, no, you can go ahead of me. I'm waiting on him. I'm like, why are you waiting on my husband? Oh, he was trying to buy cheese, and the guy wouldn't let him buy it because it was a $100 bill. I was just going to buy it for him. He has a $100 bill. Does he really think, do you really think that he needs you to use your EBT card to buy him a pack of cheese that he doesn't even need? Are you kidding me? But that was the last time I ever behaved that way, because at that point I realized this was a toxic relationship. Because any man that can make a woman feel a certain kind of way or make her feel like she needs to address something, he's not worth being with. And if he is, you can give him some space and he'll figure his shit out and he'll come right back the fuck around again. On a better level, right? And if not, then guess what? He can get replaced. There's too many men out here to be entertaining men that make you feel less than what you really are. Bottom line. I don't care what anybody says. I've been through some things. I've seen some things. I have friends who've been through things worse than me. And I will never, ever, 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 ever allow a man to put me in a situation where I'm acting catty or feeling competitive towards another woman based off of their actions towards the guy that I'm in a relationship with. If a man that you're with goes into the store to make change and a female is like, oh, I'll buy that for you, hitting on you. As a man in a relationship, you should instantly say, I don't need you to buy this for me. I'm here with a $100 bill. Does it look like I need you to buy this for me? He, as an adult, should have said, my wife's in the car with my 2 kids. I don't need you to buy this for me. I just came in here for change. Bottom line. But instead, he sat there, smiled, and was like, okay, you can buy it for me. He felt like a man, I guess, because somebody was hitting on him. I don't know. So I guess men need to reevaluate their actions. Are you doing things so that way your woman feels secure in her relationship with you? That way she's not lowering her vibration and disrespecting other women that she thinks is your type because she's used to you cheating on her or entertaining women of that, type in her life, right? it takes two to cause a woman to be insecure and act a certain kind of way. And that's not the only type of female competitive behavior or cattiness. You could be at work. Listen, I just quit my job. $1,000 a week. Had enough, right? Why? So many different things. And one of them was before my job, someone had interviewed for my position and they gave me the job and then hired her to work side by side with me. Instantly, the cattiness started, like her first week, and it never stopped. And the first Christmas party or gathering, she had a little bit too much to drink and had diarrhea of the mouth. I applied for that job you're sitting in before you, and I should have had it. That should be my job. And it was that way the entire 5 years that I had to work with her. And it got to a point where it was either I quit my job because all these different things are going on. It was like I have too much on my plate to sit here and entertain someone with low self-esteem. I have too much in front of me to sit here and entertain someone who has more time to fuck with me than do her damn job correctly. And at the end of the day, it was like, is $1,000 a week really worth my happiness and contentment? I'm sitting in a corner busting my ass all day dealing with catty bitches for $1,000 a week? I don't think so. You can't pay me enough money to put up with that shit. Seriously. And it's not that I quit my job because of her, because I didn't. I quit my job for several reasons, but she definitely, not her, but the situation definitely played its part, because it was like, I'm a Sagittarius sun sign. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm Cape Verdean. My temper is disgusting. Please do not take me and put me on your vibration, because if you lower me down to your vibration, I will fuck your shit up. So one, keep a job that I'm not happy in, I'm not making enough money in, and I'm putting up with unnecessary treatment in. Or B, quit my job, pursue my dreams, be happy, and remove myself from toxic energy. Because over time, when you leave yourself in toxic energy, your vibration gets lowered. So now, not only are you going to work to do a full-time job, but you're also doing another job, and that's maintaining your energy at a higher vibrational level, so that way you're not acting catty or, feeding into the toxic behavior that the other person or people are projecting onto you. And that's so important, right? You should never allow someone to take you off your vibration. And it's not that that person took me off my vibration, but with everything else going on in my life, it was getting harder for me to do the two jobs at the same time. And that's working my normal job and working to maintain my energy high enough not to beat her ass at work, right? And yes, I'm saying that because that's the level of aggression that she was displaying towards me. It was so disgusting. And it builds up over time. So if you're at work and you've got that boss who is intimidated or threatened by you because you know their job better than they do, or you know your job's so good that people prefer to work with you over them, and it doesn't have to be your boss, it could be another coworker, it could be any position, but we all have that one person. Every job is going to have one person who's going to ride your ass and act catty and competitive towards you. And that's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. They've got their own insecurities. Like, oh, she got the job I applied for. What does she have, or how is she working that they felt she was more qualified than me? And then all of a sudden she's giving you attitudes and she's looking and she's watching, trying to learn more about you, trying to study you. Or if she's really on a lower vibrational energy, she's trying to make your days difficult. She's looking for openings and trying to see where your buttons are so she knows which ones to push. And that is going to continuously happen until you address it. And sometimes addressing it isn't going to get it done either, because they're just so toxic that they need a fucking therapist. And maybe the therapist isn't enough either. Maybe they need a new man in their life to give them some value because they can't figure out their own value. You know what I mean? Some people you just can't help. So catty behavior, competitive behavior, whether you're walking down the street, grocery shopping, working a regular job, or just minding your business in general, you can't do anything about it. People are always going to be catty. People are always going, everywhere you go, there's just going to be one person who's going to take a look at you and just not like how bright you're shining. And that's because you're reflecting something that they're lacking inside, or something's radiating about you that they feel they're lacking inside, or it's an area that they need to work on. So catty behavior, yeah, it sucks. Trust me, it sucks walking out of the store or walking through the store and you can't do what you went there to do because everybody and their mother wants to look at you. Newsflash, I didn't get dressed up to show you something to look at. I got dressed up for me. I'm not wearing this outfit to pull your man. I'm wearing this outfit for me. If you don't like it, if clearly it's grabbing his attention, maybe you should start dressing this way so he'll start looking at you, instead of hating on me because I'm vibrating higher than you and I don't want to leave my house in sweatpants and flip-flops and a tank top that looks like I just finished cleaning. Maybe you should care more about yourself and your appearance because you are how you feel. And if you're leaving the house looking like shit, 9 out of 10, some part of you deep down inside is feeling like shit. Why? Okay, figure it out. I don't know your life. Figure out why you're feeling upset and correct yourself. Vibrate so high that your man, instead of looking at other women, is going to be looking at other men, looking at his woman. Give him a reason to be focused on you instead of focused everywhere else. Why are you going to take it out on other women who have absolutely nothing to do with your relationship when you should be addressing it within yourself? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, if you're not taking care of you and loving yourself, you can't expect anybody else to love you. I mean, they can, but at the same time, it's like, I don't respect myself. How can I expect someone to respect me? If I don't have self-love and I don't know my value, how can I expect somebody else to love me and understand my value? You have to give somebody something to respect. I mean, you should be getting it regardless, but if you're not, you need to put your foot down and basically let them know, I'm not something to be walking on. You're going to fucking respect me or you're going to go. Because let me tell you something, ladies. There's too many men out here. There's too many toys out here. We don't need that. Men are bonuses to our lives, not necessities. When you are codependent on a man, you have some issues. You have some issues. You should never be codependent on a man. You should never be worried about what is going on his cell phone. Ever. Oh, you're entertaining other females? Bye. There's so many men, and I guarantee you if he has friends, they want you just as bad. I guarantee it. If you start popping off and doing your hair, doing things to actually make you feel better by raising your vibration, you'd be surprised how many people around you would actually want to entertain you, and they're not because you're entertaining someone who's entertaining everybody else. Just saying. Don't take your aggression or your low vibrational energy out on other people, especially people who have been working on themselves too damn hard to put up with your shit. Focus on yourself, work on yourself, and then correct your man. I'm just saying, right? Be honest.